That was a tight show. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. I think we
Good
should.
work. You think we should what?
Um, I think we should call the show Cartridges.
Call it what?
Call the title Cartridges because I couldn't say.
I hate it when sometimes once you say a word wrong once, it just
Oh
becomes
wow!
impossible to say it again.
The when Roger dropped off, the quality improved massively.
He's dragging us down.
Apparently.
Okay, I heard that part. Ha ha ha!
Sneaky. Yeah. So anyway,
So we're gonna call it cartridge. I liked Nintendo blows the dust
The
off
dust.
game cartridges actually.
I don't understand the heat for the cartridge bit. I mean, it's just going to be a flat. It's just going to be like a SD card in like a funky
That's what I
physical
Yeah,
said.
of
format.
course, of course. Yeah. I would like it to be like an actual little cartridge, though.
Right.
It
Everybody,
would
that's
be
the
nice.
nostalgia idea.
We didn't mention the 32 gigs. That's a little bit limiting too.
Well, yeah. We'll see
I
if
mean,
that's
for
what we
modern
want
games,
to do, but yeah, that is if that ends up being true, that is
It
pretty.
depends. I mean,
yeah,
if you cut
maybe
out,
not for those types of graphics and smaller screen. But
Hmm. Yeah, and um, maybe that's also the specs for the portable version, and there's more in the dock. I mean, I think that's definitely a possibility.
well, no, the sorry,
oh
Roger.
no, I don't think 32 gigs is all that small.
It's for the games, the cartridge, right? It would be 32 gigs.
32 gig
And,
storage
I
right.
for the
mean,
games.
like, if you figure a standard,
I see what you're
Oh.
saying, Patrick. Though.
Oh, you mean 32 gigs of onboard storage for the thing, for
Right.
the device. Well, that can be expanded. I thought it was a limited size of 32 gigs for the cartridges. Maybe I misunderstood.
they're so early and it's
Yeah.
so speculative. I'm sure there's bits of information that are missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you start to get into numbers like that, like numbers get thrown around and then misinterpreted and passed along wrong, those are easier to get wrong than
Yeah.
just like the fact that, oh, it's going to be both a portable and a standalone at the same time. Like, I trust that that's probably in the works.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed.
It sounds, I,
You don't think so, huh?
no, I actually think it is. I think it totally makes sense. I think, I mean, if they're going to, I guess the bigger question though is, are they going to actively solicit third-party games in a manner that they'll have equal representation across all three consoles. So if IDOS or whatever, whoever owns Crystal Day, whoever owns the Rise of the Tomb Raider franchise now, they can just make a
Right.
game and they can port it out to all three. But if they
Well,
go with first,
that's why I mentioned the Tegra and the graphical possibilities and the fact that it's not a PC architecture. That I think that could be a problem for. Well, if it's powerful enough, they could do it. But if it's a Tegra, that seems difficult.
I mean, really, that also boils down to the tools. I mean,
Well,
it's
that was the
ridiculous.
problem. That was the problem with the Wii U. It was the exact problem. Maybe I should have mentioned it, but the exact problem. Well, one of the contributing factors to lack of third-party support was different architecture and less powerful platform, and
I
that led to.
I don't buy the architecture so much so since there were games on both the PS3 and the Xbox 360, and they have vastly different architectures in terms
Yeah.
of developing. I mean, it's why they work so hard to port all the when they re-released all the God, I'm really having a brain fart today. What's the Uncharted series for release on PS4? I mean, they had to recode
Yeah,
some of it.
well, so that it's a different time though. Nowadays, the Xbox, PS4, and PC obviously have PC architectures. So the cost of porting games to a different platform is marginal. And doing it on a completely different platform needs to be justified by the install base, and it's the eternal vicious circle. With the Wii U, it wasn't justified because the install base was too small, which meant the install base wasn't growing because there weren't the games, etc., etc. And now for a portable, even though I strongly believe this is a great way to go for Nintendo, they do have the competition of the phones. So between that, the portable aspect and the home console, they could end up doing two things half-ass and, trying to do both. I'm not saying it would, but...
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or you could just see a lot of Android games show up on that console. Oh, look,
Yeah.
it's a Nintendo version of, I don't know, what's a popular Android game?
Clash Royale.
Which, as I was saying, wouldn't help
Force.
them at all because people already have phones. So.
Yeah.
But you can't play your phone on your TV that easily.
Well, if people wanted to play phone games on their TVs, the Apple TV would be selling better than it is.
Good point. Although, it doesn't.
No, I would disagree with that too. The Apple TV isn't really designed for that role. I mean, it's just
The new Apple TV is. They have a controller for it and everything, and they have a huge section in the App Store that's like pushing games.
Yeah. But that's the latest iteration of what has been up until now.
But I think that's what Patrick's saying is this new Apple TV would be selling better.
Yeah, it's a hard road to hoe.
Yeah.
Road to hoe.
Road, not road. Don't hoe the
Roger.
road, or it'll be hard to drive on.
I have spent my entire afternoon being reasonable, so now I'm going to tell you
Yes!
you are wrong.
Let it off the
Absolutely
leash,
wrong.
Patrick.
You know what?
100%, Roger. You don't know what you're talking about. Wait, how
That
how
makes
can I
for an
call you?
exciting show, Patrick.
Yeah.
I know. I have to find a nickname though. Sleepy Roger. I don't know.
Wait, Sleepy Roger. Wait,
I don't
like
know.
us? You
Changry is
mean
good.
as a slur against me?
Yes, that's what I'm trying
Sleepy
to go for. It's not very slurry.
I could come up with 5, and they're all incredibly lewd. Just so we're doing Nintendo blows off the dust from game cartridges.
Yes, I already put it in. I think
Yeah.
that works great. I like it.
It'll be fun when it comes out, and then we'll see.
You can give some shout outs to other titles if you had any others you loved. I always like to give the credit.
Oh, great! I just closed the window.
Well, no.
I already put it in. Also, that's what he said.
Nintendo can't just phone it in.
Oh my gosh, I finally did a thing that Scott Johnson had been telling me to do, and it's amazing.
What are you doing?
So what I've been doing is uploading the file in SoundCloud by choosing and browsing. Apparently you can just drag the file into the upload screen, and it will not only upload it, but it will take the ID3 tags and pre-populate your form.
Oh, you haven't done that? I've only done it twice, so I don't know. I would know. The only reason I know is because Scott, I think, told me how to do it.
Yeah, he told me a long time ago, and I've just been putting off. I'm like, no, I know. I'm stuck in my ways.
$300 million peanuts. I would love to have those peanuts, Patrick. $300 million. Even if I sold them at like 25 cents on the dollar, I would still be what?
$75 million.
Let me just use a calculator.
75. It's $75 million. I'm telling you.
That's good. That's good.
That's not bad. However, I am a strong believer of the fact that you can't buy happiness.
That's because of
You're
the
wrong,
EU
Patrick.
trade
You're wrong.
regulations.
That's the
It is
mindset.
well known that NAFTA
Because
prevents
of
the
your
purchase
import
of
restrictions
happiness.
on happiness. That's why. Everyone in the chat room is making fun of me.
What? Why would anyone
Welcome
ever
to
do
the future. Drag and drop.
that? Well, okay, that is actually warranted.
Oh, I know. I don't trust drag and drop. Command line forever.
You're happy Bash is coming to Windows.
I barely want to use the mouse. Arr. I don't understand why when I actually choose to browse and upload the ID3 or the MP3, why it doesn't also put the album art and the tags and everything. Like, that just seems wrong.
I think I might need to go because I'm tired.
Okay.
We're almost done. You can go. No problem. Thanks for being on the show.
It is, as always, my greatest pleasure. And Roger, do you remember I'm off for the next 2 weeks?
For the following.
Hello?
Yes. Hold on. Let me see.
Is everyone?
Yes. Yes. Those are filled
you're
with
back.
people that will fill in your spot.
Okay, cool. You just froze like for 10 seconds when I
Oh,
said
I
that.
had to pull up the. I had to pull up the calendar.
Okay.
It was a long calendar pull.
All right, cool. Then I can go rest with the knowledge that things will be in good hands.
So yeah, we won't see you next week. Have a good vacation.
Next week or the week after.
Right.
Actually,
Lamar Wilson and Ayaz Akhtar will be trying to fill in your shoes.
I'm sure they will do an awesome job.
I'm sure they will.
Positively wonderful job.